In the ancient land of the Philistines, there lived a man unlike any other. His name was Samson, and he was a legend in his own time. From birth, he was set apart, a Nazirite dedicated to God. This dedication came with a vow, and with it, a secret. As long as his hair remained uncut, he possessed a strength that was simply inhuman. He wasn't just strong, he was a force of nature. He could tear a lion apart with his bare hands and defeat 1,000 men with nothing but the jawbone of a donkey. His enemies, the Philistine lords, feared him. They couldn't defeat him in battle, so they plotted in the shadows, desperate to uncover the source of his incredible power. Samson was a man of great passion, and this passion would become his greatest vulnerability. One day, in the valley of Sorek, his eyes fell upon a woman named Delilah. She was captivating, with a beauty that could disarm armies and a charm that could melt the resolve of any man. Samson was completely enthralled. He fell deeply in love, blind to the danger that lurked beneath her enchanting smile. He saw a soulmate. The Philistine lords saw an opportunity. They saw their key to finally breaking the unbreakable man. The lords of the Philistines approached Delilah in secret. They came to her not with threats, but with a tempting offer, a mountain of silver that would secure her future for a lifetime. 1,100 pieces of silver from each of them. The price was staggering, a fortune beyond her wildest dreams. And what did she have to do? Simply discover the source of Samson's immense strength and how he could be overpowered. The choice was laid before her: loyalty to the man who loved her, or a life of unimaginable wealth. Delilah, her heart swayed by the gleaming silver, agreed. The trap was set. Delilah began her campaign of deception, weaving a web of affection and curiosity around Samson. Her words were like honey, sweet and persuasive. She'd look into his eyes and say, "Samson, my love, if you truly love me, you'll tell me your secret. Tell me what makes you so strong." The first time, Samson played along, seeing it as a lover's game. He told her, "If you tie me up with 7 fresh bowstrings that have never been dried, I'll become as weak as any other man." While he slept, Delilah did exactly that. Then she cried out, "Samson, the Philistines are here." He snapped the bowstrings as if they were threads touched by fire. His secret was safe. Delilah acted hurt, pouting with a convincing display of disappointment. "You've made a fool of me, Samson. You lied to me. Please, tell me the truth this time." Samson, still enjoying the game, offered another lie. "If you tie me with new ropes that have never been used, I will lose my strength." Again, Delilah waited for him to sleep, bound him with new ropes, and shouted the warning. And again, Samson broke the ropes from his arms as if they were nothing more than thin strands of yarn. The Philistine lords, hiding nearby, were frustrated, but Delilah was becoming more determined. Her pleas grew more intense, her tears more convincing. "How can you say you love me when you won't trust me with your secret? You're mocking me," she cried, her voice filled with feigned anguish. Samson, wanting to appease her but not yet willing to yield his ultimate truth, gave her a third fabrication. "If you weave the 7 braids of my hair into the fabric on the loom and tighten it with the pin, I'll become weak." Once more, Delilah followed his instructions precisely as he slept. She wove his long hair into her loom. But when she woke him, he simply stood up and pulled his hair free, taking the loom and the pin with him. This was the breaking point. Delilah's strategy shifted from sweet persuasion to relentless emotional pressure. For days, she didn't let him rest. Every waking moment was filled with her nagging, her accusations, and her tears. "You don't love me. You're keeping secrets from me," she'd say, wearing him down, chipping away at his resolve. His soul was vexed to the point of death. He was exhausted, not from battle, but from this emotional war. The constant pressure was more draining than any physical fight he had ever faced. He was cornered, emotionally broken by the woman he loved. Finally, Samson gave in. He could no longer bear her relentless torment. In a moment of complete surrender, he told her everything. He poured out his heart, revealing the sacred vow that had defined his entire life. "My hair has never been cut," he confessed, his voice heavy with resignation. "I have been a Nazirite, dedicated to God since the day I was born. If my head were shaved, my strength would leave me, and I would become as weak as any other man." He had given her the key not just to his strength, but to his very identity. Delilah knew, with absolute certainty, that this time he was telling the truth. Sensing her victory, Delilah sent a message to the Philistine lords. "Come up this once, for he has told me all his heart." She lulled Samson to sleep, his head resting trustingly in her lap. Then, she signaled for a man to come and shave off the 7 braids of his hair. As the locks fell to the floor, it was as if his life force was draining away. His legendary strength vanished. Delilah shook him awake with her usual cry. "Samson, the Philistines are here." He rose, expecting to shake them off as he had done before. But this time was different. He tried to fight, but the power was gone. He didn't even realize at first that the Spirit of the Lord had left him. The Philistines seized him. The man who was once their greatest fear was now helpless. They showed him no mercy. They gouged out his eyes, plunging him into a world of permanent darkness. They bound him with bronze shackles and took him to Gaza. There, the mighty Samson, the champion of his people, was forced to grind grain in the prison, a task for the lowest of slaves. He had become a spectacle, a symbol of the Philistines' triumph. His enemies celebrated, offering a great sacrifice to their god, Dagon, proclaiming, "Our God has delivered our enemy into our hands." But they made one crucial mistake. In their arrogance, they forgot about his hair. In the darkness and misery of the prison, day by day, week by week, Samson's hair began to grow back. His vow was broken, but his connection to God was not entirely severed. In his blindness and humility, Samson began to pray. He was no longer the proud, invincible warrior. He was a broken man, reaching out to his God one last time. The Philistines decided to have a great festival. They brought Samson out to the temple of Dagon to mock him, to parade their trophy in front of thousands of cheering people. The temple was packed, with about 3,000 men and women on the roof alone, all watching the humiliation of their former foe. Samson, guided by a boy, asked to be placed between the 2 main pillars that supported the entire temple. He placed one hand on each pillar, the weight of the massive structure above him. Then, Samson prayed his final prayer. It was not a prayer for escape or for his sight to be returned. It was a prayer for vengeance and redemption. "Sovereign Lord, remember me. Please, God, strengthen me just one more time, and let me with one blow get revenge on the Philistines for my 2 eyes." With that prayer, he pushed with all his might. A final, cataclysmic surge of power, a gift from God, coursed through him. "Let me die with the Philistines," he roared. The pillars cracked, then shattered. The entire temple collapsed, bringing down the roof and walls on everyone inside. In his death, Samson defeated more of his enemies than he ever had in his entire life. He sacrificed himself, finding a final, tragic victory in the ruins. Thanks for watching, and if you found this story powerful, please like and subscribe for more.